now let's get into it. We have went over mindset. We went over getting organized. Now it's time to get into the business side. The first question that people always have is, what do I sell? What do I sell? You need to identify a niche. A niche or niche, people say it differently, but they're referring to the same thing, niche or niche. I'll use them interchangeably. How sometimes I use both. This is the specific area that your business is focused on. Basically, it's what you must solve a specific problem for a specific group of people. You need to solve a problem so that people will return to you for this problem over and over again. That is the foundation of the most successful businesses. Think about the things that you have been buying consistently for years, over and over and over. We have those necessities that we buy all the time and use all the time. That stuff we keep coming back. It's in our budget. We know what soap we're going to get. We know what toothpaste we're going to get. We know what laundry detergent we're going to get. These are things that we basically cannot live without. Those are the foundations for the best business. I'm not saying that you always have to create something that's needed consistently like that, because other business could be good as well, but those are the best businesses and the biggest businesses. And especially now with these handmade soaps and things like that, trust me, it's a reason they're taking off. It's a reason, because the customers, they try it, they like it, they get hooked, and they keep buying every month, every week. So think about the things you have been buying. What are some things that you think that would solve a problem and you could create the product to fix that problem? So sometimes it's not all about physical, like like toothpaste, soap, all that thing. Sometimes niches are separated by price, demographics, the different quality of your product. Psychographics, which is values, interests, attitudes, geographics, where they live, the different neighborhoods. So you have to really break things down. So there's general categories, but our goal is to niche down the general categories into something very, very, very specific. So that's what we're trying to get into, to make it from generalized to very specific. So some niche examples are conscious consumers, eco-friendly, cruelty-free, vegan. You have health and wellness, pet owners, LGBTQ, travelers, gamers, homeowners, remote workers, entrepreneurs. All of these are examples of niches. But then you can go even further. Health and wellness could be personal care, fitness, nutrition. You got to get even more specific. The more specific, the better. Because when you are specific, people know why they're coming to you. You're not confusing them by saying, oh, I do all of this stuff. No, you don't do all of this stuff. You do this one specific thing, and this is what we're good at. And this is what the customers are going to identify with. And they're going to say, that's why I go to that business, because they do this and they do it well. Now, there's a myth that the market is oversaturated. Oh, too many people are selling hair. Too many people are selling this and that. No, that's a myth. That is a myth. The market is not oversaturated. You have to think about how many businesses are around. It's so many businesses. And guess what? They all make money. They just do it in different ways, and they all have different niches. So selling hair, that's general. Some people, you can niche it down and say, I only sell colorful wigs, or I only sell human hair, or I sell hair that's on a budget. it's different things that you can do. You have to just really, really get really specific about who you want to help. And it's not oversaturated. It's room for us all. It's room for us all to make money. You don't have to invent anything new. You don't have to come up with this grand idea. If you had one, that's great. But it's not a must. You can, if you want to sell hair, then do that. Do it. If you want to sell lashes, do that. But make sure it's based on the research that I'm about to go over. Because we're not just selling things because we like it. We're selling things based on the market and what the market wants and what's going to sell. And when you have your own branding and things in place, what do you believe you could sell better than everybody else? Because yeah, everybody may be making money now, but when your brand come out with your hair, and you could just shock the world with the way that you're doing things in a much different way, then people gonna rock with you. So that's what it's all about. It's all about branding and marketing. So just to give you an example of this is how you really niche down. So I said pet owners, for instance, and sometimes you can combine two together. So if I was just doing pet owners, let's niche it down. Birds. Okay, let's niche that down to GPS pet trackers for birds if they were to get lost. So you sell this, that's your product. GPS pet trackers for birds in case they get lost. So you're targeting all bird owners who may need this GPS tracker because they live in a environment or somewhere where they feel like the bird may get lost or something. Okay, you could mix pet owners with conscious consumers. So let's say you wanted to do dogs. So the pet owner now has dogs. They're conscious though, so they want organic dog food and treats. That's your product. So now you have organic dog food and treats. You have niche down to not say, oh, pet owners, I help pet owners. No, because there's different types of pet owners. There's dogs, there's cats, there's so many different pets, which is a niche. But then you can niche down even further. And that's how people are going to identify with you. I also have that funnel sheet. I have an empty funnel sheet just like this so that you can start to think about your niche and how to really start general and get more and more specific. So pause this right now. Go get this form, the empty form, and fill it out with ideas of different things you can do. You may fill out more than one funnel until you really start to understand what you want to do, but really start thinking about the products you use, the things you do, the stuff that you like already in your life. If the things you want to focus on, things that you like. So if you like I said, hair or nails and things like that, we're coming from a business perspective. So we're not focused totally on what we like, but we're kind of getting us in the realm of thinking about what we could potentially do and what's going to make sense when compared with the research. So right now we're brainstorming ideas, but they need to be backed by a little bit of research. Okay, because if you think it's a great idea and you want to sell something that nobody has ever sold before and it's just brand new, that's a different strategy. Because guess what? Now you have to educate people on what your product is, what it do, all that different stuff. So that's a different thing. Right now, we're just brainstorming what we could potentially sell, niche it down, do some research and say, is this a good category? Is this a good category? And we're getting through that figuring it out stage. And this goes back to what I was just saying. You are not your consumer. So we have to think from a consumer standpoint. We have to think about what do other people want? Because sometimes everybody don't want what you want. So just do a little bit of research on what problems are people having. Sometimes you can look at other people who are selling hair. They're selling hair. Okay, what are the reviews? Oh, it's good, but I wish you had this. Oh, this is a good product, but it's too slow here, or is this, or is that. You use those reviews and you can have the same product, but you just make it a little bit better by listening to what those reviews says that the other company don't do, and you do that. That's another way to, you could be in the same niche, but you make the product better and you come out on top. That's going to take a little bit of research. Go look at products. Go look at Amazon bestsellers and see what's on the list. See what's the top of the list. See what they're selling. Go to Google. See what the top sales were for this year for whatever industry you're thinking about. Is it a booming industry? Is it not? This is a little bit of research you're going to have to do, because we're all going to have different niches. So I can't tell you what niche to go with. You just have to really sit and brainstorm, and do not rush this step. Don't rush this step. Sit there, brainstorm, do what you need to do. After this, pause this video. Don't go any further until you have done the research and you have started to decide on a niche, okay? If it take you a few days to do it, that's fine. If it take you a week to do it, that's fine. Do what you need to do to really think about what niche market you could potentially have. And that's not even to think about the products yet. We're just thinking about who we want to help. What problem can we solve? You don't necessarily have to have a product in mind yet. You can find products to help the people you want to help once you know that that's a good market. Okay? So, and sometimes it don't even have to be things that you use. You're a woman. You may want to sell men's products. You don't use men products, but that doesn't mean you won't have a great business for it. Because you can understand men and what they want. You can listen to them better. Some of the men creating products for men, they may not be as good as yours, because when you get that feminine touch on it, we know what to do sometimes. So it's just all about your creativity and what you want to do. Now, I want you to use my heart framework to decide on the niche. Now, this is my heart framework that I developed. So if you reference it, give me credit for it. No, but so develop the heart basically means solve the problem that people will need to return to you for. So if you remember this acronym, you'll remember what to look for. The H, help solve a problem. The E, educate and engage. Is it something that you can educate your audience on and engage them in different ways to learn about the product that you're going to be offering? You have to be able to educate them and engage with them. So it needs to be something that requires dialogue, at least a little bit. A, audience. Your audience is your target market. These are those specific people, the specific people that you want to help. The reasons to buy from you over competition. That's the R. What is the differences? What makes your brand better than the other brand? The T, transformation. What is the powerful transformation that you're going to help your customers to achieve from point A to point B? What's the end result? What is the outcome? So if you say it out loud to yourself like this, it'll be easier for you to understand. And remember, help solve a problem by educating and engaging my audience and providing reasons to buy from me over the competition to achieve a desired transformation. That is going to be the heart of your business. You have to develop the heart before you move on to anything else. The who, the why, and the problems. That's what we're focused on right now. That's what we're going to be putting our attention to for right now as we develop the heart for our new baby, our new business. So I have created this other worksheet for you. It's a customer avatar worksheet. It's going to provoke you to really think about very, very, very specific info about your customer. You really need to get deep and very specific with your customer. You need to know what your customer do on a daily basis. You need to know where they're going. You need to know how much money they make. You need to know what they're interested in. You need to know how old they are, because when you know these specific things about them, it's going to be easier for you to market to them. It's going to be easier for you to find them to market to, because people have the perception that your customers find you. No, you find your customers before they even become customers. They don't even know that you already know who they are and you then found them and you're intentionally marketing to them. That's how that works. So with this sheet, definitely print it out. Fill it out in its entirety before you move to the next step. You have to know your niche. You have to know your target market and your specific customer. It's a must. You cannot move forward without doing these things. Print it out, work on it. Again, like I said with the last sheet, work on this sheet until you complete it. If it takes you a little bit longer than expected, that's okay, as long as you get it done. It's going to probably take a little bit of research. Google it. Sometimes just see what these people are interested in. Hair. You could go say, what's the typical age range of people wearing hair? Well, maybe they're like right at the 18-year-old mark, but then do they have the budget to pay for the expensive hair that I'm trying to sell? So no, they don't have the budget. So we're thinking about working women. So maybe let's think about 21 to 35 or something like that. You'll get the research. These are just examples. This is by no means the truth. I'm just throwing numbers out there right now so that you can understand this concept. But be very, very, very specific. Okay? You have to really put together this total picture and lifestyle of your customer so that you know when they come across your page and your products, they feel like you're talking directly to them and they feel like they need this product so bad. That's the goal.